A while back, I did a video series about releasing a song all made on GarageBand on the iPad. And one of the things we discussed is getting the idea down, and we used music memos. Now, a slight tear in a couple of people's eyes because music memos is no more. And I've been looking around for a good alternative, and I've come across Take-It. Take-It is more than an alternative that you can use on your iOS device, either whether it's on iPhone or iPad, and it's an app for songwriting and audio recording. You know what happens, you get that inspiration and you want to record straight away. Maybe you're on the bus, maybe you're on the train, maybe you're walking the dog, and suddenly a tune pops into your head, or maybe a lyric because you've seen a beautiful tree or a fantastic sunset. It doesn't matter, you need to get it down right now. Take-It can be there for you straight away because it's in your pocket, because it's on your phone. Or if you've got an iPad handy, you can use it there as well. But I'm going to show you a real cool trick on the phone a little bit later. Take-It can record in stereo using the multiple microphones available on the device. And the other side of your ideas is the organization of your ideas. Now, Music Memos just had it in a list from idea 1 to idea 100 or whatever you had in there. And you could rename it and that's fine. But with Take-It, each recording is a tape, and then you've got mixtapes. So you could have a lot of recordings that are riffs and you could put them all in one mixtape, or you could have a lot of recordings that were done in a city and you could have them all there in one mixtape as well. The choice is totally up to you, but it's a really clever way of organizing your recordings. Maybe they're just ideas and they're ideas all around one specific thing, but you've correlated those ideas over a couple of weeks or even months. Instead of having to scroll through your device and try and remember what date it was, or try and remember what you called it at that time, you could actually then throw it into one of the mixtapes and it's all grouped together so you can pull those ideas all in one go. That's pretty clever and I quite like that. Hence the t-shirt. So we have Take-It here, and as you can see, it looks really, really simple. Now, you could use it on the iPhone predominantly, but I've got it on the iPad because it's just a bit bigger, and that's just for demonstration reasons. But you can use it on both. It is an iOS cross-platform device, so if you do a recording on one, it's available on the other because it uses the cloud to store that information. Now, as you can see, audio settings right here, and we've got stereo because I've got the stereo version, and then you can change it from mono to stereo. You can also change the recording from AAC to lossless, and lossless is a much higher recording, but it will take up a bit more space. Now, it does say the resulting file is still an M4A ending. So now you can see it says stereo recording in lossless, and then at the bottom we've got 4 tabs. So we've got record, all, faves, and mixtapes. So all we need to do is hit the big red button, and as you can see, we're now recording, and you can see it says the option for set marker. Maybe you're recording and you want to say where the chorus is, or maybe you've done multiple songs and you want to say where the next song comes in. So if I hit marker now, you can see if I set marker, it's put this little green dot there, and then I know it's there, and then when you go into the recording later on, it'll show it you. To stop it, we just press the button again, and now we've got this blue option here which says all. I can go into it and you can see all the recordings you've done. Now, I've actually brought a couple of recordings over from Music Memos into here, and you can see the recording we've just done right now at the top. Now, the great thing is we can go really deep into this, and it's also got what they call instrument detection. So right now I'm just talking and it's figured out that that is speech. But we can tap on here and we can do a couple of things. We can add it to a mixtape, we can cancel, or we can hit delete. So if I tap on this right now, it'll start playing, but then what I can do is I've got a playhead at the bottom. You can see where the marker is, so I can go into it and I can see a couple of more things. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, because what you can also do is you can add new markers at the current position. You can hold to add a name on the marker. So you could say that's the chorus, or that's the bridge, or that's song 1, and that's song 2, that's song 3. But what I really like about this is you've also got notes. So you could write the lyrics down. You could say add this riff to song number 4 on the album, and you can even add photographs. So if you want to capture the walk you did while you suddenly found the lyric for looking at that lovely sunset, you can do. Additional to that, you can also heart it, so it's one of your favorites, and then the 3 little dots, you can share it, you can add it to a mixtape, or we can delete it. Now, the favorites one is the next tab. So if we go across here, you can now see this is our favorites because I added that as a favorite. That's nice and simple. If I give it a tap, it automatically starts playing. I will stop that. And then if we go into here, we can go straight back into where we were before. I can see that it's in lossless. I can see the date of it. I can name the mixtape and just give it a name. So we'll just say Tape It Review. I'll just call it that. And now what I can do is I can add it to a mixtape. Now, I don't have a mixtape at the moment, so we're going to click a new one. We're going to name the mixtape Review. Done. and you can actually choose some artwork for it. So this is really good. So if you choose artwork, it then just says, well, we've got a couple of pieces of artwork here that are not part of my photos. You can search for photos if you want to. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at a garden. There we go. Let's use that one. That looks lovely. Fantastic. Click create. And now it's in there. And I can prove that because if we go to mixtapes, there's my mixtape called Review. I've got one tape in there. Now the other thing as well is the settings, and there's a couple of different things you can do. Apart from on the record section, any of the other three, the top right hand corner, you've actually got the settings, and you can see I've got my settings here. So you've got the settings of your account, and you can go in, it tells you how many tapes you've got and how many recordings you've done. You've got questions, and one of the things Tape.it are doing is a feature roadmap. So if you go onto this, it will take you to their webpage where it actually shows you the next things that people want that's coming into the app. Below that, there's an app tutorial, and then you've got contact, and something that I've never seen in an app before, which is, yes, you can send them an email, but you can talk directly to Thomas. It says, hi there. If you click it, it takes you to a Calendly app where you can actually have a 30-minute conference with the guy who created the app to talk about workflow, or maybe to talk about how you could do things for the future. That's amazing, and I really, really love that. So who is this app for? Well, I said at the beginning, obviously music makers, if you're looking to replace things like music memos, you can do that. In fact, one of the other things you can do is you can actually import your music memos to Tape.it, and that's exactly what I did here. You can see it says My Idea 35 and 34. They were taken from music memos. Now, I still have music memos on my iPad and my iPhone, but with this, I'm going to be migrating everything over to Tape.it. So let me show you how you do that. So we're in music memos at the moment, which you can't get anymore, but if you do still have it and you want to export your music memos out, you can do that. So if we go to the top, you can see we've got ideas here. I've got an idea here, so I've got all these different ones. Let's just grab this one, which is called Send My Love Away. It was an idea for a song. So let's grab that there. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to tap on it, and we can actually go out, and we can send it over to Tape.it. So if we scroll across here, you can actually see Tape.it is right there. So it exports the song out for us, and it adds it as a tape. Did you see that? So if we now get out of here and go back into Tape.it, there it is, Send My Love Away idea, and it was just me singing a lyric. So it's figured out there's a microphone involved there. Now, of course, I can actually just start playing that. Boom, send my love away. I was recording in the street. It was just a momentary thing, just an idea. And then what I can do is I can actually add markers on there. I can add a photograph. I can favorite it, or I can send it to a mixtape. Now, if you're using iPhone and you're on iOS 16, which is the latest version as the time of this recording, there's a clever thing you can do on your home screen. When you have a song idea, you just want to press record. You want to focus on that and nothing else. Instead, you have to unlock the phone, find the recording app, and then start up. What Tape.it have done is they've utilized iOS 16 and the lock screen. And what you can now do is you can add the Tape.it widget to your phone and what they're calling the most accessible record button ever on an iPhone. And I happen to agree. It's a fantastic little add-on utilizing the iOS widgets on the home screen. And if you're a musician or someone who records audio, whether you're doing podcasts or interviews, this is a fantastic option. Now, Tape.it does use the microphones of the devices, but don't forget you can connect USB audio interfaces to it as well. So if you are looking for a high quality recording with a mobile device and an audio interface, you can do that with Tape.it, no problem. And the other thing I like as well is synchronizing your tapes between devices. So if you record something on your phone and you've then got an iPad, that recording is there. You don't have to do AirDrop. It's just there because it can synchronize using iCloud. The other part of that as well is it's completely backed up. So Tape.it is available on the App Store, and you can see it right here, and it's free. You can download it. Now in the details, you can see it does require iOS 15 as a minimum for it to work, and you can actually get it on a Mac with an M1 chip, but it does need to be the M1 or above for that to work as well. And there is a subscription if you want to get a couple more things. And me and Thomas have actually been talking, and we've actually come up with a link. So what we've done is we've come up with a link for my subscribers. So if you use this link that's on the screen now, it's also in the description box below. That'll give you 20% off the first year of the annual price. Now there is also a lifetime price as well, where you pay once and you're done, but obviously it is a bit more, and you have to judge whether you think that's worth it. I think this is a fantastic app, and I love the idea of of mixtapes. I love the idea that every recording is a tape, because quite frankly, I don't want to forget these guys, but also at the same time, I think we need something to replace music memos desperately. I just want to give a massive thank you to Thomas and the Tape It team for introducing me to Tape It, but also at the same time sending me a copy so we can do this review, and I'm definitely going to be using it. Now, if you want to see the whole series that I talked about making a song from scratch and using the iPad and just GarageBand, what I've done is I've taken those 5 videos and I've smashed them together as one huge video. So it's an hour and a half long, but it means that you don't have to go anywhere else. You can watch all the tips and tricks, and it's on the screen now.